Hi babies, welcome back to Monday's episode, and also happy Halloween. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yep, I went there. Welcome to my channel. I'm Miranda, aka Pleasure Baby, where I help you step right into your pleasure because you baby are deserving of it. We're gonna strip through those topics and make them not so taboo. But first, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna invite you now to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up so that you never miss a Monday or Thursday episode, because we can't be having that. We're trying to gain confidence. We're trying to bring pleasure to our partners and to us. Now, let's get started on what you guys came here for, and it's actually how to lick her out. Yeah, lick her out, or eat that vulva. Eat that kitty, yeah! Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've only had 2 cups of coffee today, and I'm just wildin' out. Been up since 6 a.m. and I'm going hard. So my first tip for you is going to be about the foreplay. And you're thinking to yourself right now, Miranda, eating out is the foreplay. But is it? Have you built that sexual tension? Have you built that desire? Have you gave the compliments? Have you teased and seduced them? Because now is the time where you're going to do that. That is step number 1, stimulate the mind. Because as vulva owners, that's what we like. We like you to paint a picture. We like you to tease, touch our erogenous zones, kiss your way down the body. You always want to start up here before you go down south. Number 2 is going to be to find that clitoris. So if you don't know your anatomy of a vulva, please do so and look up a image and get familiar with where the clitoris is. Now, if you don't feel like doing that, which I really do encourage you to do because most people don't even know what their own yoni looks like, you are going to be feeling for that bean that's right at the top of the vulva. That is where you're going to be pleasuring the most. But don't just dive in. Stimulate the outer labias and the inner labias, working your way around the clitoris. And remember, the clitoris is filled with 8,000 nerve endings, okay? Penis owners, you have 4,000 nerve endings. So you know what it's like for your tip to be super sensitive. Now imagine if you double that. Imagine if you had 8,000. That's what we have as vulva owners. So don't just dive in, rubbing that shit, going real hard and aggressive, because we don't need it to feel like you're trying to rub a permanent Sharpie off of a whiteboard. Number 3, once you have located that clitoris and you've danced all the way around it and you've built that desire, you've built that aching feeling where they're like, oh my God, just touch it right now. Take your tongue and lick the clitoris. Start with a more flat base than a pinpoint. So by pinpoint, I mean something like this. And then by a flat base, it's something like this. Start with a flat base because that's going to generate a very soft licking motion. So you can be licking up, down, all the way around, getting it super wet, getting that saliva mixing with her juices and her nectar. And pay attention to their body. Make sure you're paying attention to when they want you to increase that pressure or back off. At the end of the day, whether you prefer a pointed tongue or something more flat is totally personal preference. So make sure you understand your partner's wants, needs, and desires. Make sure that you're paying attention to their body cues. Maybe they're arching their back, maybe they're pulling away, or maybe they're just straight up vocalizing and you're killing the game. Now, if you don't feel like trying where you're in between their legs, you can also eat it from the side. And that kind of puts a new angle and a new spice on things. So instead of going up and down, your tongue is going side to side, giving that clitoris maximum different types of stimulation. Step number 4 is going to be to incorporate dirty talk, seduce their ears. And this is also a really good way to figure out if your partner is liking it. Dirty talk in a way where you're asking them questions. Do you like it when I move there, baby? How do you like it? Do you want me to go faster? Pretty much asking any type of question that's going to be cueing you in the right direction. When you ask these questions in a more sexy, lighter way, you get your partner engaged. And it means that you care. And when you care, you stimulate our mind. So whether they like it hard, whether they like it slow, fast, whether they want circles or more of a flicking motion, these are all questions that you can ask either ahead of the time or while you're in the moment. The more that you keep it 100 is the more you are going to be able to step into your pleasure and express your needs and your wants and your desires to your play partner. Number 5, if you are nervous or you feel like you get tired really fast, incorporate a toy. That toy is your wingman or your wing person, whatever you like to call it. Using a vibrator to stimulate the G-spot internally, or even using it to move around the clitoris, and you can tease them in that way too. That way the pace is consistent, you can take your break, and then you can go back in when you're ready. And by using a toy doesn't mean you're less than, it just means you're strapped up and you know what's good. Number 6 is gonna be getting other places involved, like the nipples, the booty. Grab those hips, pull them in. Let those hands wander to different areas that can explore and enhance their pleasure. And also that builds your arousal as well, because your hands are following the flow of the curvature of the body and you're feeling that soft, luxurious touch of the skin. And it's just a great way to build intimate connection. Now, last but not least is number 7. This is where you can start incorporating your fingers in as well. So before you insert your fingers, you're gonna make sure she's all wet, really lubed up, and good to go. Slowly insert one finger and introduce some light circular motions. This will make them go crazy because you're stimulating the G-spot and the internal legs of the clitoris a crazy amount. If you want to do the come hither motion, you can with inserting 2 fingers, or you can keep 1 finger in still, and you're doing a rubbing motion on the top. Just like this, but we could cover fingering in another video. Same thing with the clitoris as it is for the G-spot. You want to start off slow with a little pressure and slowly start to build it as your partner starts to give you feedback, whether it be verbal or whether it be body language. And remember, just because your hands or your fingers are inside of them does not mean that the clitoral stimulation needs to stop. When you mix the 2 of them, that's when you have dual stimulation. And honey, that's where the magic lays. So there you have it, all my tips for just the basic beginners on how to eat it and how to lick her out. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this a thumbs up. And if you have any tips yourself, make sure you drop them down in the comments below, because people are watching, people are looking, and I'm looking. And I want to see the community bind together and help each other step into their pleasure, because that is exactly what we do here. Now, I will see you guys on Thursday for a very special toy review.